That's the recording started.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Welcome everyone to our first ICB of 2026. I hope everyone had a nice Christmas and New Year period.
Okay.
Thanks, Councillor. Just moving on to the items of business. Any apologies from members?
I haven't received any apologies, and we have all councillors here.
No apologies from Unison is Mark Ferguson. Moving along to any declarations of interest. Councillor Mullen.
Yeah, I just it's transparency statement. I'm the president convener of the GMB Union for the NHS here at Glasgow and Clyde, so I'll still be taking part in the meeting, but just I want that to be noted. Thank you.
Councillor Gilmore.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, similar thing. A member of United Union, just for noting. Thanks.
Councillor Hughes.
Similar, a connection. I'm a member of Unison.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And moving on to the main part of the agenda, the Health and Safety and Wellbeing report. Is that you, Stephen?
Yes, that is myself, Chair. I see Councillor Lisa Marie Hughes has still got her hand up.
Oh, it's a legacy hand, sorry.
Legacy hand, yeah.
No, that's no problem. Sorry about that. Councillor, just want to make sure I didn't want to bleed all over the top in case there was something important you had to add. So thank you, Chair, for this opportunity to share the health and safety activities for the period since the last JCB. The report's in its standard format. It comes across with most of the positive information that we've been delivering. Some of the kind of key highlights is that we're still continuing to support the Council's construction activities, and we know that it's a really big and busy projects that are coming up. Paisley Grammar's looking really good. There's the stuff down at Dargavo with the new Thistle Primary School, and there's an extension with Park Mains, which we're just pressing on with as we speak now. So the team have been really involved in that. The safety team are continuing to do some additional work, carrying out site visits and audits to support the services across the different activities that they do. We still continue with a commitment to reduce accidents as much as we can. Unfortunately, in 3.8 of the report, I have to draw your attention that we did have the unfortunate fatality of one of our contractors at the start of the year. We've been working very closely with the authorities and the services that are involved in it. And since that accident has taken place, we've worked very closely with Crystal Rimple's team and the other teams within the housing to make sure that any contractors that are going to continue those types of activities, they will have checked their risk assessments, their method statements and their training for their teams that are involved, and the site managers have been briefed, so we've taken the action to make sure that we can't have such an unfortunate thing happening again in any of our contracts. So that's the kind of main points I wanted to bring up today, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much for that report, Stephen. Any questions, Councillor Gilmore?
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, just a couple of things, Stephen. Thanks for that report. Item 3.2, last line, last sentence. During the reporting period, CHSC is planning to meet again on the 22nd of January 2026. It's a bit pedantic of me. It's now the 5th of February, Stephen. I don't know if we're a victim of cut and paste or whatever on that one. So it says it's planned to meet. Maybe we should say it has met, just for our councillors' things.
Yeah, I've got a councillor. Yeah, it's because the change to the time frame to submit the papers now. There's a bit of an extension. So while I was writing the paper, the activity hadn't taken place, and I wouldn't want to put anything in that was incorrect to a board paper, councillor. So yep. I can update the board now that the meeting, the Corporate Health and Safety Committee. God, my teeth are only working today. The Corporate Health and Safety Committee did meet on that date as prescribed. There was no significant outcomes that came from the trade unions. We're supporting some of the activities that are pushed across. Welfare arrangement stays as one of the key elements that we will monitor as part of that. But the meeting did take place. So, but I do take your point, Councillor Gilmore. And maybe if there is any projected meetings in the forthcoming, I will make reference and I will certainly update the board as part of the update.
Thanks. It just helps us old slow councillors, that read quick, think slow. And maybe on 3.8, Stephen, obviously it goes without saying we pass on our condolences to the family of the person who tragically lost their life. As a trade unionist, I'm a great believer in you come to work safe, you go home safe. So condolences. But I note the 4 Riddle reports. Just a couple of things for housekeeping. Stephen, what's the report period? Is it April to April, January to January? And just to get sort of the total ridders for the reporting period for the annual reporting period. I know we do it every 6-week cycle here, but it'd be good just to see the overall to get an idea if they're trending up or trending down. Thank you.
Yeah, I can do that, Councillor Gilmer. What I normally do is we take a health and safety activities report twice a year to the Finance and Resources and Customer Services Board. Yep. And part of that is the annual statistics and the 6-monthly review. The statistical reporting period is a financial period. We've done that so it aligns with all the other kind of reporting processes within the council, so it allows us to also look if there's any costs associated with the outcome of those accidents, so we can measure that in that way. So it's the 1st of April to 31st of March is our recording period. Yep. But more than happy to bring the outcome of those 2 reports to this board as well, Councillor, so you can have oversight of how that trend analysis is going. That's
brilliant. It's just I'm on the finance board. I know we drop in, but it'd be great for this board because I think it's great for members to, trade union and elected members to have maybe not sit on that board and just to get an overview from you guys. And this is a really good forum, I think, to discuss as well, don't you? Because it's a smaller forum and we have trade union input. So I think that, for integration, that's really good. Thank you very much indeed. I won't press you anymore. Thank you.
Any further questions for Stephen? No. Thanks very much, Stephen, for the report and your responses. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is details of grievances. Is that yourself, Ruth?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Item 2 is an update for the board providing an overview of current grievance cases across the services as at January, but it includes, up to the end of December because of the timeline for putting the reports in. And at the moment it shows that the total figures for the whole of the council are 7 grievances compared with 11 in the November board. So that's a reduction of 4 cases that have been resolved in that period. Again, it's a very, very small number. It's 0.08% of the workforce. In an ideal world, as I always say, it'd be better if we had none. But just to reassure the board that, as soon as any concerns are raised, we work with the unions and the management and the employee to get them resolved as quickly as possible. So I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. Any questions for Ruth? Nope, got off scot-free. Next item on the agenda is agency workers. Again, is that yourself, Ruth?
That's myself, thanks, Chair. Again, item 3 is an update for the board with an overview of agency workers being utilised across all the services. And this is covered in November, December. As at January, any that we've known in January has been included. And what the figures show is since the November board, based on the number of posts that the agency workers are covering, the full-time equivalent posts, we have a reduction of 19. So we're absolutely going in the right direction with regards to reducing the number of agency workers. As we say, staff are offered extra hours and other options are looked at, for example, casual sessional, before we use agency workers. And they're usually being brought in to cover for recruitment, short-term cover, or specialised roles, or it could be turnover to do with absence and leave. You'll note as well that the number of vacancies in the posts that are being covered in agency workers, the number of vacancies are 100, which is a bit less than the November board as well. So what it shows really is that majority of agency workers are covering for vacancies at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much, Ruth.
Thank you. Happy to take any questions again.
Councillor Millen.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Ruth. I mean, that's kind of helpful, but I mean, my concern is it's agency workers cost a lot of money. They're not exactly cheap, but we're talking about a council here that's kind of trying to work with tight budgets. But really, are we any further forward about trying to get folk in these places, or what we? I mean, I'm don't be disrespectful. I can get it that there's certain posts are harder to fill, but there's some good paying jobs in here that I'm looking at, and how we can't get people to fill them. I'm trying to wonder why, and it's probably a question about related to cost when we're seeing about cutbacks everywhere else within the council. So if you don't mind trying to answer that, I'd be grateful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Mullen. Well, I think every single service, there's an absolute focus on reducing the amount of agency workers that we use. And when I'm looking at the figures here, this is probably the lowest amount that we've had in quite a few years. So there is a real, and it covers a period in December, November, where sometimes there can be, as you know, we had a lot of absences through this terrible flu virus, etc. So we do expect a wee spike round about then, but we're 19 posts less than November, so that shows that these posts have been filled. So there is a lot of activity to fill the positions that we've got here, and that is ongoing for all the different services. And we are finding, particularly in Health and Social Care Partnership, there's less turnover there now, and we are attracting candidates to the council. So it all seems to be going in the right direction. I know it's not something that will absolutely eradicate overnight, but I think we're making good progress towards, you know, the numbers coming below 100, you know, and based on 8,500 employees that we have. Again, it is a small proportion, but we'd much rather that the numbers were lower. And I hope that answers your question, Councillor Mullen.
That does that, Ruth. I can't thank you enough, but as I said, I'd rather see people working on a permanent job than agency workers, but there you go. Thank you. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Doig.
Thank you, Chair. Just to say congratulations, Ruth, for looking at these figures over the periods of months that we've been sort of concentrating in it in this last year. There is a definite trend down, and as you say, the fact that we've been able to fill 19 posts in two and a half months, I think's a fantastic figure, and proud to your elbow and your team. And what I'm on to say is thank you for your team and the heads of service that have pushed to see these basic things filled and as going there, and to keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Councillor Doig. I'll make sure that's passed on.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Thank you very much, Ruth.
Okay, thank you.
We've come to the end of the agenda, so I thank everyone for their attendance. Julie, when's the date of the next meeting? Do we have that?
Give me 2 seconds and I will just look in CMIS and see. I think it is May as far as I know, but hold on, I'll just get you the date.
If you're struggling, Julie, I think it says I'm in. It's the 23rd of April.
23rd
it says,
of
I think.
April.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, 23rd of April. It actually is. Thanks, Stephen. It just my system decided it wasn't going to work there. It was just going to go a bit slow. So yeah, 23rd of April.
No, thank you very much, Julie and Stephen, for that. So thank you everyone for attendance, and we'll see everyone in April. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you,
Chair.
Stephen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.